Welcome to Mansionary, where timeless elegance meets historic architecture. Today, we invite you to journey back into the golden age of American design with our exclusive tour of Colonial Revival mansions inspired by the legendary McKim, Hunt, and Pope. These stately homes are more than just buildings, they're living pieces of history, full of charm, balance, and classical detail. Stay with us as we rediscover about captivating mansions, each with its own unique character and story. Don't miss a moment of this inspiring exploration. This grand white colonial mansion greets visitors with a row of stately classical columns that frame its central portico, creating a striking visual of symmetry and balance. The lush, well-manicured gardens surrounding the property enhance its elegance, offering a formal aesthetic that reflects the refinement of early American design. The meticulous layout of the landscaping draws the eye directly to the central entrance, inviting admiration for its timeless form. As the light shifts throughout the day, the shadows cast by the columns and trimmed hedges create a soft play of textures, reinforcing the mansion's architectural harmony and dignified character. Rich red brick walls define this stately Colonial Revival home, where white-trimmed dormer windows punctuate the steep slate roofline, offering both charm and classical proportion. The structure evokes a deep sense of history, echoing the Georgian roots that have shaped the Revival style over centuries. Subtle architectural elements, like the crisp cornices and orderly window placement, reflect a dedication to symmetry and permanence. Set against a bright green lawn, the red and white contrast creates a vivid and dignified presence that captures the essence of enduring American craftsmanship. This revived plantation-style estate offers a majestic sense of arrival with its wide central staircase leading to a grand columned entrance. The open lawn and symmetrical wings evoke an atmosphere of Southern tradition reimagined through the Colonial Revival lens. The broad staircase not only adds grandeur but also introduces a ceremonial rhythm to the estate's facade. Coupled with its balanced design and airy porch columns, the mansion effortlessly fuses hospitality with prestige, inviting both comfort and admiration. Topped with a classic slate roof, this Colonial Revival mansion features distinctive side gables and stately Palladian windows that bridge elegance and formality. The windows flood the interior with natural light, while their arched shapes enhance the mansion's classical appeal. The contrasting geometry of gables and arches adds visual richness without overwhelming the structured aesthetic. This harmonious design underlines the Revival's ability to reframe historical features with refined restraint and timeless grace. With its sweeping front porch and Georgian-inspired balustrades, this mansion feels both welcoming and regal. The elongated steps and delicate railing work reinforce the stately rhythm seen throughout the home's exterior detailing. The porch becomes more than a threshold, it's a stage for relaxed gatherings or quiet reflection. Underneath the balustrades, the symmetrical lines guide visitors toward the front door, where the mansion's grandeur meets graceful simplicity. Framing the mansion is a meticulously trimmed boxwood parterre, designed to mirror the building's symmetrical facade. This interplay between architecture and nature creates a serene and balanced visual composition that defines classic Colonial Revival estates. The parterre adds both elegance and structure to the outdoor space, subtly leading the eye to the central axis of the home. It's a testament to how landscaping in this style is just as disciplined and intentional as the mansion itself. This stately stone colonial features subtle limestone detailing around windows and entryways, lending texture and sophistication to the solid facade. The muted tones of stone create a grounded, enduring presence that speaks to the mansion's permanence. While the stonework commands attention, the delicacy of its carved accents softens the overall impression. The result is a home that feels both strong and refined, merging materials and craftsmanship in quiet elegance. Stepping into this colonial's grand foyer reveals a space anchored by gleaming marble floors and flanked by elegant arched doorways. The soaring ceiling and centered staircase enhance the feeling of openness and invitation. Each archway frames the next room like a series of curated moments, drawing visitors deeper into the home's interior story. The interplay of light on polished surfaces adds a luxurious sheen that underscores the home's dignified charm. This Colonial Revival masterpiece incorporates Federal-style influences, most notably seen in its unique octagonal side wings. These additions break the linear rhythm of the facade while maintaining symmetrical harmony across the estate. The octagonal forms offer visual interest and historical depth, showcasing a creative interpretation of classic colonial patterns. It's a thoughtful nod to early American experimentation in domestic design, revitalized for a modern audience. A central lantern glows above the pediment entry of this refined colonial home, framed by slender white columns. The combination of light and classical geometry establishes an inviting threshold steeped in tradition. As evening falls, the lantern casts a warm glow across the doorway, reinforcing the idea that elegance and hospitality coexist beautifully in colonial design. This small architectural moment elevates the home's overall sense of place and character. This Colonial Revival home bursts with charm through its vivid red shutters, perfectly contrasted against the brick facade. A centered chimney rises as the architectural anchor, reinforcing symmetry while adding a cozy, timeless element to the silhouette. Complementing the structure is a herringbone-patterned brick driveway, a thoughtful detail that echoes the home's historical character. Together, these elements form a harmonious tableau that is as inviting as it is picturesque, evoking memories of early American towns with storybook appeal. Inside, the twin staircases of this mansion spiral gently upward, framing the foyer in a mirror-like balance. Rich wainscoting along the hallways adds layers of texture and dimension, drawing the eye through each passageway with understated grandeur. The symmetry of the staircases creates a ceremonial effect, leading guests from the entryway into the heart of the home. It's a layout that speaks to refinement and tradition, where every step feels guided by architectural intent. A pristine white exterior defines this two-story colonial, enhanced by pediment dormers that punctuate the upper floor. French doors open graciously from the first level, inviting light and movement into the home's classic framework. These dormers not only add vertical interest but also contribute to the rhythm of the roofline, echoing the home's emphasis on order and proportion. It's a design that welcomes the outdoors in, celebrating both elegance and openness. Nestled behind the mansion lies a sunken rose garden, its structured layout providing a sense of retreat and serenity. A hand-carved stone pergola arches over the path, casting soft shadows that dance across the blooms. The garden is a visual extension of the estate's architecture, refined, deliberate, and romantic. It's where nature meets classical order, creating a sanctuary that honors the colonial tradition of blending landscape and design. This expansive brick mansion commands attention with its fluted pilasters flanking the central doorway and a fanlight window gleaming above. These neoclassical touches elevate the facade, hinting at a federal-style influence within the Colonial Revival framework. The broad width of the structure enhances its stately presence, while the decorative elements add just the right amount of flourish. It's a beautiful balance of strength and elegance, hallmarks of American classical architecture. Crowned by a central cupola and widow's walk, this mansion captures the maritime spirit of early American homes. Its wraparound porch embraces the facade like a soft ribbon, inviting quiet moments and panoramic views. The cupola rises like a beacon, offering height and light to the home's silhouette. Combined with the wraparound layout, the structure exudes both formality and warmth, an ideal portrait of colonial grace. With its weathered wood shingles and soft gray tones, this colonial revival leans into rustic sophistication. Iron lanterns frame the entryway, casting warm pools of light that reflect off the wood-paneled exterior. This home is an homage to timeless coastal design, where function and form blend seamlessly. It retains the symmetry of the colonial tradition while embracing the textures of natural materials and handcrafted details. Inside, a traditional wood-burning fireplace centers the living room, framed by intricate crown molding that runs like trim along the ceiling. The flicker of firelight plays against the creamy white walls, evoking warmth and heritage. This refined setting becomes a gathering space steeped in tradition. The details, fluted molding, hearthstone, and colonial furnishings, echo a timeless sense of comfort and understated luxury. This red brick colonial stands out with its dedicated library wing, a quiet retreat lined with tall windows and built-in bookshelves. Inside, the paneling wraps the office in rich wood tones, offering an atmosphere of scholarly elegance. The library isn't just a functional space, it reflects a reverence for learning and tradition. Every detail, from the mullioned windows to the brass fixtures, reinforces the estate's intellectual charm and architectural integrity. A white staircase with a hand-turned colonial balustrade winds gracefully through this home, accented by delicate chinoiserie wallpaper that adds color and intrigue. The mix of east and west brings personality to the restrained backdrop. The staircase becomes a visual centerpiece, combining craftsmanship with movement. With the surrounding patterns and painted panels, this mansion bridges tradition and artistic flair in delightful harmony. Framed by Ionic columns, the entry of this home features a leaded glass door that sparkles in the afternoon sun. The classical proportions lend dignity, while the glass adds a sense of welcome and transparency. This juxtaposition of solidity and delicacy captures the spirit of Colonial Revival design, strong foundations softened by decorative detail. The result is a home that's as regal as it is inviting. Dressed in ivy and trimmed in limestone, this colonial mansion offers a blend of natural softness and architectural rigor. The symmetry of its windows and doors is mirrored in the creeping vines, which add romance and depth. As seasons change, the ivy transforms the home's appearance, green in summer, golden in fall, making the architecture feel alive. The limestone adds permanence beneath the foliage, grounding the home in history. This vintage colonial guides visitors along brick walkways lined with tightly clipped boxwood hedges. The red tones underfoot and green walls of foliage create a formal path toward the central doorway. The geometry of the garden complements the mansion's symmetry, enhancing its classical rhythm. It's a reminder that even the approach to a home can reflect the ideals of order and grace that define colonial revival design. Powder blue shutters brighten the facade of this historic revival, bringing charm to the white walls and balancing the protruding bay windows. Each window invites light while projecting elegance into the landscape. The shutters add a cottage-like softness to the otherwise formal layout. They offer just enough color to warm the structure without disturbing its classical composition, a subtle act of visual storytelling. A sweeping circular driveway encircles a bronze fountain at the heart of this estate, offering a grand arrival experience. The curve of the drive mirrors the mansion's symmetrical wings, reinforcing a sense of movement and ceremony. The fountain itself becomes a focal point, a touch of opulence that adds sound, motion, and shine to the entrance. Paired with the home's dignified design, it completes the scene with timeless flair. White balconies peek through cascading wisteria vines, softening the bold red brick of this colonial facade. The effect is one of romance layered over strength, with each element enhancing the other. The climbing plants break the structure's rigid lines, adding life and seasonal variation. It's a design that breathes, classic and unchanging, yet touched by nature's evolving brush. Dental molding trims the roofline of this symmetrical estate, creating a crisp border above its stately brick walls. Below, black wrought iron railings offer contrast and refinement along the balconies and porches. These details, though subtle, convey precision and tradition. They reflect a time when craftsmanship was both functional and ornamental, a legacy preserved in this revival masterpiece. The double-height grand hall of this mansion is nothing short of breathtaking, with crystal chandeliers casting glimmers across the paneled walls. Light and volume define the space, giving it an almost cathedral-like reverence. As guests enter, they're greeted with a sense of awe and warmth, luxury balanced with intimacy. It's the heart of the home, where colonial revival elegance is expressed in full grandeur. Tucked inside this elegant revival is a music room adorned with classical instruments and vintage furniture. Nearby, a well-appointed butler's pantry serves as a nod to traditional entertaining. Together, these spaces evoke a lifestyle of grace and hospitality. They're not just rooms, they're echoes of rituals, designed with purpose and pride in every architectural line. This white colonial sits proudly above a brick terrace that transitions into a formal garden. The layout is intentionally axial, drawing visitors through fragrant borders and geometric hedges. It's a celebration of symmetry, both architectural and botanical. The garden doesn't just complement the home, it completes it, continuing the colonial revival story from doorstep to landscape. Thank you for joining us on this elegant tour through the world of colonial revival mansions. From grand porticos to intricate wainscoting, we've seen how classical beauty continues to shape American luxury homes. If you enjoyed this journey through time and design, please give us a like, hit the subscribe button, and let us know your favorite mansion in the comments below. Your support helps Mansionary grow and bring you more inspiring architecture every week. See you in the next video.